Kim, and I'm back for another week of 10-minute tips for your relationships. 10 minutes. So this week, I want to talk just about support. Yeah, and what that looks like in your relationship. How does that look in your marriage? What does support look like? Because people throw that phrase around a lot. You don't support me, or I need your support. But what does that really look like? And when I looked in the dictionary said that support meant to bear up something or to help carry the weight of something, to assist. And I think that's what support looks like as it relates to our relationships and our marriages. Yeah. And support looks different to everyone. Yeah. What I might need in the way of support is not necessarily what my husband needs in the way of support. So there are some tips that I have today that may help us as it relates to not ever hearing that phrase, you don't support me. Okay? So let's take a look at them. So number one, the very first thing that we can do to support our mate is to just check in. Just check in. Check in. And sometimes you may notice that your mate is a little off kilter. Seems like they're not really on their game like they usually are. Just go ahead and check in. Hey, is everything okay? Is there anything that I can help you with? Do you need me for anything? Can I be of support to you? Can you tell me how I can support you? And that's one way that you can avoid that phrase, you don't support me, okay? And like I said, we all need support in many different ways. So, just ask. Number two, make it a point to know what your mate needs in the way of support. So that means ask. Yes, I said that before. If you don't know what it is your mate needs, don't make the assumption that you do. Don't make the assumption that your mate needs the same thing that you need in the way of support. Maybe your support needs are that you need assistance with things around the house, or you need them to support you in if you're doing something on social media and you want them to support you in that way. And that's great if that's what you need. But maybe your spouse doesn't need that. Maybe your spouse needs you to support them by listening to them when they get home from work. If they've had a very lousy day on the job and they just need you to support them by saying, hey, you got my ear. I'm listening. I'm all ears for you. Okay, so that might be the way that they need your support. If they have endeavors outside the house or endeavors in other areas, they have a business that they're running, they may need you to support them by, hey, showing up, assisting, getting in there and helping them with that particular task. Okay? So number three is don't take everything so personal. Like I said earlier, if your mate is a little off, you feel like they're not themselves, they're not at their best, and they're a little quiet or a little snappy, a little short, sometimes we should just not take all that so personally. That's something that I had to learn over the years, was not to make everything about me. Yeah, sometimes we can do that in our relationship. Sometimes when our mate is going through something or dealing with something personal, we take it personal and we make it about ourselves. I know, yes, the two have become one. Yes, we are one, but we are still individuals and we still have individual lives that we lead on a daily basis. So if your mate is going through something personal, then don't you take it personal. Try your best to assist them the best way that you know how. Well, you can start by checking in, and then secondly, you can, follow that up with asking how you can help. Number four is this. I want you to always practice showing your mate in the best light, in their best light. I don't know. I'm one who doesn't really care for seeing couples clown each other in public. Yeah, that kind of gets under my skin when I see couples trying to embarrass each other, trying to put each other on what we call front street, trying to front each other in public. Not cool. Not cool at all. No. You should always show your mate in the best light. And let me just follow up right here with this. Now, supporting your mate also could look like having your mate's back with your family. Mm-hmm. Yes, having your mates back with your family. Because sometimes mama and them, brother and them, sister and them, auntie and them, all of those folks, maybe they don't see or know your mate the way you do. And so that's why it's your duty to always show your mate in the best light. I personally don't think that family members are the best people to share your issues and problems if you need someone to talk to about things you and your mate are going through. I don't know. I just personally don't think that they are the best people to share that information with. You should always show your mate in the best light. Am I saying lie? No, I'm not saying lie. But either you're going to keep some things to yourself or show your mate in the best light. And then the other side of that too is it's always your job to support your mate as it relates to your family. If they're saying mean and cruel things about your mate, honey, you have your mate's back in that stuff, okay? Don't let your family come against your mate. Trust me, at the end of the day, it's going to be you and your mate when all is said and done, okay? Number 5, once you or if you learn that your mate is having some problems, some difficulties, something going on with your mate, you do your best to create a stress-free environment. Yeah, create that stress-free environment. So that might include, hey, putting the kids to bed early. That might mean, giving your mate some time alone without the kids, without you, without the telephone, without anything else. You don't want to just bombard them with issues and problems soon as they come in, but create a stress-free environment. That may even mean allowing your mate to go and have dinner alone, just so they can have some space to think and deal with whatever it is that they're going through, okay? So that could be something that you can do to support your mate. And then number 6, we can all do this one. Yes, and sometimes from time to time, we need to do this one. Be quiet. Zip that lip, don't say anything. And that could be a twofold reason. Sometimes because we are just doing too much, talking too much, asking too many questions. And then on the other side of that, sometimes your mate wants to talk and all they need you to do is listen. They don't need you to solve the problem. They don't need you to come up with any answers or solutions. All they need you to do is be quiet and listen. I don't know, I tell people all the time, and I know you've heard it before. That's why God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that what? We can listen twice as much as we talk. Okay? So number 6, be quiet. Listen up. Number 7, yeah. Let your mate know that you love them. Let them know that you love them. And that's the best way to support. Compliment your mate. Encourage him or her. Let them know that you love them and that your love is unconditional, that they don't have to do anything for you to love them except love you back. Right. But that's something that we can do. We can tell our mate that we love them, or you can find out what their love language is and just speak it all the time. Yes. Let your mate know that you love them unconditionally. And then last but not least, stay with your mate, stay in those trenches during the good times and the bad. Yes. Hey, in relationships, we go through some things, but the best way to support your mate is to let them know and to show them that you've got their back all the way. Look, marriage is not easy. Being in a relationship is not easy. And the responsibility of emotionally supporting another human being is huge. That's a big responsibility. But when you have someone who's willing to do it, and they're willing to do it and give it to you, and you're willing to return that same thing for them, you know what? It makes it all worthwhile. These are my 10-minute tips. Support one another.